But, you know. No. Probably something else. We figured it out.
Smart guy, Joe.
That's what I do for a living, you know?
It took you that long?
Yeah. I do cybersecurity.
Okay.
Computer repair,
Right.
but you can keep us out of this.
Right.
Or keep the bad guys from getting in there.
Well,
I don't know, maybe just if we sort of keep a list of concerns, because I mean, right now, they haven't even come back. So, for all we know, they decided to log it.
Feeling as I talked to the forester, that he was fully informed of what she had sent to them. He was a good listener. He would agree with me on certain items without me saying, "Oh, this is a bad thing to do." He already had that in mind. It's just go, okay, this is. So they know
What's going on.
they're paying attention.
So I did this letter. They said I would write a letter and send it to the owners and they might take a look at that and.
I thought it was really well done.
yeah, you did a great job.
Really well done.
I'm in favor of you just sending that out.
Pushing it off.
I understand it if I'm not on the list.
Here,
Yeah.
I would get a,
you're not on the list yet?
And on the planning board list?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't got anything.
You should be. Can we check
I
that?
can, is Bill still taking care of that, or has someone else taken over? Because he was doing all the distribution.
Yeah, you gotta go through Carol and Carol called me.
Okay, I will.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're spot on.
You get a copy of the letter?
I don't have,
Yeah.
I have it on my computer.
Yeah,
I
mine.
can pull it up and you can look at it. I haven't looked at it yet either,
I'm a paper guy, sorry.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if we what, this is, for the Corliss. This is one of the abutters, this came back, returned to sender,
Okay,
so I don't know if we just document that, but that one abutter didn't.
okay.
get their-
Who did too?
Orlin Della. Vicente and Cynthia Onde Della.
Yeah, one of the abutters for that
I guess
Corliss
it's on.
minor, yeah.
This is-
I think, we should probably at least document it in the file that
We usually, there should be in the file.
That they didn't get their
physical
certificate.
file.
we
So
can
I'm
try.
putting this down to Carol.
Yep,
Yeah, Carol's the one who gave it to me. I said, let me read this letter. I don't know.
For the circuit.
Well, I just assumed probably that Kathy would put it in. You just put it in the closed file? I mean,
I
I
can do it as
should be that simple, right?
Did we ever respond to this?
I would say just put it in
in the
the
file.
file, we just, so we have, we know that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
it's up
just
to it.
wanted to follow up. on
Yep.
that. Excellent.
Yeah, I think actually a bunch of us did separately.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's good. I
Yeah.
didn't really.
Okay, well, if everyone thinks it's okay to send, then
it is very good.
They're still reading it, yeah.
Really,
Yeah, you have
really
language,
well.
it's, let it rip.
we want to sound objective. So like, we're not trying to say no houses, because that's not the case.
Yeah, you did it perfectly.
But,
Well said.
Just a cautionary note.
yeah,
Yeah, it didn't, to me, it didn't come off threatening or.
No,
Yeah.
no. Very informative.
Yeah,
He said-
I mean, just you're stating facts and some assumption, but backed up by some pretty good stuff, so I
Right.
think.
I mean, the key sentence is while the planning board acknowledges it does not have jurisdiction over timber harvesting activities. In this case, we note that pursuant, you might want to look at these things.
all right. I guess we'll just, do we take this off old business for now, since there isn't an application? There's nothing else just to,
As far as the berry orchard goes,
yeah, send them the letter and say, look, we told you. This is what we feel. Or put it table business, yes. Make it
Yeah.
table business.
yeah, because we're not,
They could answer.
the next step's gonna be the logging, obviously, and we have no jurisdiction over that, so.
Right.
Who decides where they can go in and out?
And so you got this thing,
Oh, yeah. That's good. Thank you.
I don't know what other steps anybody could take. It's definitely not the planning board. So it would be, I mean, Concom, you've talked about DES, but something has to trigger them for them to.
Right. Mike is actually working on getting some affidavit statements from, folks with longtime experience with the orchard, and is going to physically mail it to DES to see if maybe that, just because it's in writing, is something different. But we don't know.
I was talking to Jeff Lecharzik at DES, he's kind of enforcement and also at AOT. And he gave me back the same thing, well, you can't do anything right now as long as the best map, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But he said, please call me, he's on vacation after today. Please call me and let's talk about the pesticides. So they're interested. Okay. I think enough on that. So the work session. And you all look at the, I went through these two things here, our planning board rules of procedure, and then this one from OPD. And it looks like they're pretty much cut and paste. A few things are like in a different order, but it's almost all the same thing. The only thing I thought that maybe we ought to have is they get these two sections here called decisions and reconsideration, appeal, court review, and we don't, those are just missing from ours. All the other stuff is like whatever this is.
Yeah, reconsideration, appeal, and court review
Yeah,
and decisions.
yeah,
We don't have that. But we do a notice of decision, and we do have that in our,
we do it, yeah.
but don't we already have it?
I think it's in our subdivision regulations that we say.
So the office plan developments, they have, their preliminary design review and application for subdivision site plan review,
Right.
all that, but if we just adopt this appendix,
Yeah,
that covers that, right?
I think so, and we already have all this, but like the site plan, preliminary design review, all that's in our regulations. That doesn't strike me as that's rules of procedure.
So the question would be, you're just saying the decisions and reconsideration appeal, whether or not we should put that
Yeah,
in there.
because everything else is either cut and paste, or it seems like it's just cut and paste and then tailor to our town. You know, how many members you can have, instead of a blank, we have 6 plus an ex officio. That kind of thing. Like under their meetings, it's the same ones, they're just in a different order. Oh, and roll call. Roll call at the beginning of the meeting.
So if you, this chart here.
Yep.
Step 5, planning board sends the notice of decision
Right.
containing the findings of fact.
That,
Okay, so that covers this decision here.
yep,
Yep, see, it says, finding of fact, number 4. On this,
yeah. Actually, with this appeal thing, they have that over on this side too, if not approved.
oh, there you go. So really, I think
So this is more. Yeah,
we just insert this into our rules of procedure. Yeah,
Sure, the green one.
yeah.
it'd probably be a lot easier for somebody reading instead of going through all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I would look at. You know, it's just whatever this is, flow chart. What do I gotta do next? That kind of thing.
And then this whole preliminary design review and application for subdivision site plan, that's all in.
In our regulations.
It is.
Well, it's in here too, yeah.
Yeah. This is just basically a sheet chart that
Yeah,
they don't skip a step, right?
yeah, I mean, if this is not part of our stuff, if we adopted this, I think this covers it. If we already have a rule, I don't see anything to change in here. Really. If anybody else saw something they want, that stuck out, they want to change. I like the idea.
So I'm a little confused because Christine gave me this when she gave up chair and I took
Mhm.
over chair, and then we kind of delegated a lot of these responsibilities, you know, like obviously the preparing of the agenda.
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah.
for posting is just Kathy and like the Zoom meeting, you know, 'cause different things like Carter helped out with that.
Yeah.
Everybody took on a responsibility because it's just a lot for the chairman. Like you took on doing the abutters
Right,
mailing, like you did that,
right.
you know, when I was chair. But I don't see that, we don't have that in our rules of procedure.
Right.
What Christine gave me
Oh, this is,
is little, it's kind of the same, some of it's cut and paste, but then she said other chair responsibilities, so, you know, like doing the payroll for Kathy and, contacting the municipal association, preparing an agenda, which basically Kathy does, but.
did she give you that like in electronic, like?
No, but I took it, yeah, she just handed it to me. I think she was like, here, you're chairman, you think it's gonna be easy? Like-
Yeah.
Sure, we give it
Now,
out.
yeah.
No, I have
Yeah.
to scan it.
Yeah, I could give this, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to.
I can scan it and
Yeah.
send it, you know.
Yeah, I think we can just maybe add that to this, if we're, or at least add it somewhere, so like we can use that as the who does what list.
yeah, some things that aren't in here that could get your duties of,
Yeah,
you know, what.
Oh, I can do that.
Beyond that, though, I'm good with inserting that.
so should we, get a vote, adopt the green thing here, the,
Appendix,
Happy to make a motion to adopt that.
A second.
okay,
Side.
the motion, get a second, okay?
Yeah, I second.
Bruce?
I vote yes, I vote yes.
Yeah, I vote yes.
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 I'm gonna abstain because this was, I only been here for a week, so I don't know what this is that you're talking about. I wasn't here for that, any of that.
Okay. Now you gotta read it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just rule.
It's just, yeah, it's really just like a little flow chart, what happens next, and then on mine here, is it? I just wrote some notes of my own, just so that. Because at first it was a little confusing, like we did that first, we got public hearing, for Dave Corliss. And then the 15 days before, and when do we mail the notices, and what does that count? When do we accept it? So after going through this and kind of figuring out, it's like, okay, so they just have to get something in 15 days before a meeting. At that meeting, it meets the 15-day mark, we say, thank you, we receive it, and that's when the review period starts. We could look it over that night if we didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
See if it was complete, but I kind of don't think that's a good idea.
Christine was really good at that, so she would say, no, we shouldn't do that because then it starts the clock ticking.
Yeah,
Are you sure you want to start this? You know, so some of the applicants would say, no, we don't want to do that yet, so she was really good at knowing, you know.
Yeah, so the gist of it is one of the things that came out of last year was there's a lot of corporate knowledge in Christine and folks, and we want to get that on paper.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
And that's why we started on the rules
That's
and
it,
procedures and stuff,
exactly.
right? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna do, what are we doing this year? We're gonna do PRD, so we could have a smoother.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to have
Better
one
process.
Yeah.
No, we're sort of, yeah.
Create some checklists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
to make it streamlined and make it
That's what I
easy.
was wondering, the checklist thing, like ours just is a big, long, massive checklist. It'd be pretty easy to have like a boundary line, a lot line adjustment checklist.
Yes.
One page.
Is it Nicole?
Cool. So yeah, if we had just like one page for the application for the about a lot line adjustment, and one checklist, it's very small, very simple. I know there's a couple of them that people were calling me, you know, or emailing me, like, John, Wishbone was calling, what exactly do you need on this whole list? I think it's easy enough to figure out, but if you only had a few things, not all these other things you had to check out, because I do know other towns will have a long list like that. And even though it says lot line adjustment needs this, 3-lot subdivision needs this, major, if you don't ask for waivers for all that other crap, then they'll say, no, it's not complete, even though you don't need it. And so it'd be nice just to have one, like, you don't have to ask for waivers. This is the 7 things we want from you. Yeah. That's something we could do this year. Streamline the PRD thing, so we know exactly what has to happen.
Did we wanna look at a couple master plan chat things, or do we just wanna skip that through? We've done great. If you look at the history of the master plan, we updated a couple. We've done more updating with this board in the last
Yeah,
couple of years than has been done in decades.
feels like we did it too.
Yeah, a lot, yeah. I just, I'm wondering if we should, it would be nice to get some hard copies
Oh, yeah.
made up again.
Yeah.
That could be available.
2003, that's what some of us.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time, I don't know if there's a newer one.
I think there's
Oh,
newer one than that.
There's a newer paper copy, but we've done updates a lot over the last several years.
A whole bunch of sections just keep on
Yeah,
here.
just last year, yeah. So we've done a lot of updates. We're really, you know, our, not bylaws, or what our vision, whatever it is that
All that.
mission statement
Yeah,
is that one of our jobs as planning board is to keep this master plan up to date. It's like, you know, we're elected to do that, besides just approve subdivisions and make new laws. So things in here that need to be, there are still things that need.
so I was just asking, is there things in there that maybe haven't been done since 2003? I mean, if there was a couple of those, maybe we could tackle those.
Yeah, and I think they're simple. They're like, if you read, like right here, the fire department, it's outdated. If you read the police department, it still has the police department down at the fire department. How many years has that been? We've been in Greenville for how many years?
Okay.
So there's certain things like that that are, and that's not, I don't even think we need the Southwest.
Yeah.
We don't need them to, and pay them to, although I think they do. They used to offer a few chapters a year or something like that for free,
With the membership.
right, with the membership, Randy? So maybe we can get
Would that be Sarah?
Sarah, could be Sarah to help us with a couple freebies that we're entitled to.
Pick the couple, 3 oldest ones or whatever, or the ones that are obviously
Yeah.
not, you know, updated. at
Yeah,
all.
they'll take it, they'll rewrite it, they do all
Yeah.
the work, you know, I think we should take a look at a couple.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything else going on.
Yeah,
Add that to the agenda.
yeah, put that on the business with that be. New business. We wanna work on something like that, like next time?
Yeah, so here you go. The police department is located in the municipal building with an office of 145 square feet. The department consists of 1 chief, 1 full-time officer, and 4 part-time officers. We have 2 cruisers, 1 equipped with radar and a video camera. You know, this is 2003. This is 23 years ago
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
How did we lose all that, by the way?
What do you mean?
We used to have that.
Yeah, and then they merged with
We
Greenville.
merged with
Greenville
Greenville.
didn't have one. Because everybody left, and there wasn't anything there, so. Steve here went there and said, we can do a municipal. Police department, and then they rejoined together.
So that library edition that's built right there, that this was printed prior to that. So even that's not on there. There's a few things.
Do you want to kind of pick out some sections that we could talk about and then, maybe next time, at least next meeting, take a stab at
Yeah.
looking at what's on the list anyways?
Yeah,
Can I get a copy of that?
there might be some left down at the
Is
school
that
building.
on the website or not? Probably.
It is on the web, it is on the website, and it should be updated on the website, it'd be nice if we could get whoever does this, the hard copy, I think maybe it's Southwest that does it, I don't know.
Well, I know you can bring stuff like Gem Graphics if you just want what we have online. And they'll bind it for you. They'll print it and bind it, and it's not that
We
expensive.
should probably get what's online and start from there.
Yeah,
And then figure
yeah,
out what to do.
So print out what's online, a hard copy,
yeah,
and then go through it and start highlighting all the outdated stuff that needs to be edited.
yeah.
That's-
Yeah, yeah. And we'll know the chapters that we just did like last year and 3 years ago and 4 years ago.
Right.
But those, we don't even have to look at them. They're all updated. It's just stuff that goes back 20-something years.
I remember I went for a sidewalk grant and one of the, it was through, something through Concord. And they demanded that be totally updated before I could even go after the grant. So for an entire year
A lot of grants depend on that.
on that to be able to.
A lot of court cases do too.
Yeah.
So a new salt barn was constructed and in 2000, a 40 by 42 addition to the garage. So they have that in there. Yeah,
Sounds still good.
anyway, yeah, that'd be,
Yeah. That'd be something to do.
yep.
All right. Other business, legislative updates. Y'all get the stuff that Christine sends out? Different things to vote on and all that. Webinars, I don't know if anybody's going to any of these things. There's that NHMA Hard Road to Travel. I'd kind of like to go to that.
Josh and I did the last year.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
I went to it maybe 10 years ago. It's yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot about the class 6 roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, and other things.
Our roads
They
get
really
laid out.
focused right now on all these class 6 roads and shared roads, and things like where you are.
Yeah. Is that only one of us can go or can everybody go?
You can, anybody, actually.
Is that an NHMA?
Yeah.
Yes, we're members.
So we can just go. Well, I noticed,
Well, I know some of them you have to sign up for and pay a fee, but
yeah, this says $70 online or $100 if you go in person.
It's better than a person.
So that's why I didn't know if, we can all just go, or is that have to be 1,000?
what's in your training budget?
I don't know, I'll have to look. I'll check. train.
And check the train, budget, it should be there.
I could go through that.
Oh.
Party.
So if you, and if you have the money, it's just like Carol Moore, that's Carol's line, whoever up for it.
I'll find out what our budget is, because that is a good one to go to, and
Do you guys have a copy of the hard road to travel?
I do from last year, yeah.
Yeah.
So I get credits for it for my license. So if I go to this, then that's like 8 hours of credit. So I'd probably pay for my own myself anyways, because I gotta do it anyways. The planning and zoning conference. I thought, I don't know, that's also online. It's a Saturday, it's like 8 in the morning until 3:30. Drinking water, source protection conference. That's kind of appropriate to what's going on. Anybody wants to go to any of these? And I don't know what we're gonna talk about for table business, because it's tabled. So. That's about all I have. Anybody want to make a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion second. Okay.
There you go.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Bye.
Right.
Thursday.